All right, now, if you're playing My Career, which I don't really play it, but if you're playing it, the best skill set that you can have when you're building your man up is post up offense. And if you can, squeeze in there some playmaking with it, it's the best skill set to have. You would destroy a computer all damn day because of how they program the game to deal with you in the post. Now we're going to get into right here how they kind of try to force a turnover, but this is how they disrupt your post playmaking because they don't have a way to stop you from dominating in the post especially when they call a double team. So now right here, they call a double team because they have to when you have such a dominant post. Even this guy was going to come, but the other dude came. But when you have such a dominant post up scorer, they have to call the double team. They have to do this because what? You're just going to destroy them all damn day, right? You're going to destroy, especially if you're at shooting guard, small forward, point guard. They have to call a double team when you have a post up skill like this and you don't have a big man to guard you. They have to double team. So now, what happens right here is they call a double team, but they have to leave a man wide open, right? And their counteraction to you being able to exploit them all day when they do this silly shit is they have to start to force the game to they have to start to force you to turn over the ball or to go into some weird ass animation that's going to lock you into not being able to pass the ball because they know what? You have a man that's wide the hell open, right? Because they have to call the double team. Now, he decides to take off, and first thing I want to do is what? I want to pass him the ball because he's right here. This dude, he ain't going to do shit about it, right? And even if so, this guy right here, he's even open because he has to leave him to cover this guy. Now, that's an easy bucket all day long. Easy bucket. So now what does the game do to prevent me from dishing off this obvious pass, this obvious assist, right? They force me into going into this animation where I split in between the defense right here. This is not something that I have control over. So when you see me doing this right here, running in between both players, I'm not controlling that. The game is arbitrarily taking over my player. It's trying to say that the defense, the double team is so tough that, I'm falling and stumbling between the defense, which it makes no fucking sense whatsoever. But even then, if I'm not moving him in that way, especially, I should not be forced into doing this animation. But they're doing it because they have to try to force you to lag behind so you don't immediately get the pass off to your guy who's has an easy bucket. So they force that to happen, and I split the defense. Now, once again, when you're in this motion, you can't do anything. You can't move left, right. You can't stop dribbling. You can't pass the ball. You can't shoot. You're forced into falling in between these two players, right? So now, I still have the ability to pass this man right here the ball, right? So now when I'm trying to pass it to him using pass direction or however you call it, but I'm trying to give him the ball, but what happens instead is I'm forced to throw it all the way out to the 3-point line. See what I'm saying? Easy assist, but I'm being forced into throwing it all the way out to the guy at the 3-point line. And now what happens then is his defender closes out on him before he's able to even get the ball. And that's it's basically a failed opportunity to score. Don't have it anymore. It's very slick how they manipulated the flow of the game. And they do all of this because what? They're trying to prevent you from just being able to outright just wipe the damn floor with the CPU, because their AI, I want to say, is trash, but it's not sharp enough. It's not good enough to prevent you from just dropping a 100-point blowout on their head. I've done it a million times in 2K, 100-point blowouts, right? But they have to, all of these things that they do in this game is really counteractions. Everything I point out on this channel, these are counteractions to prevent you from just outright dominating and just abusing and misusing the computer all day. So they gotta basically cheat you. They have to cheat in order to make the game feel like a challenge, because it's really not a challenge at all. Right? If you remove the algorithm's influence and control, you can never lose to the computer. I don't lose to them anyway. But most, the average player, most people are gonna lose to them. Some people a lot more often than others, because it's so much, they've done so much tinkering with the game to try to give it this false sense of a challenge, right? But anyway, peace.